So I was just searching for something over on Distrokid's website, and I came across this feature that they offer that I am kind of flabbergasted at the fact that it's not being promoted or talked about, or that I haven't heard about it, and the fact that you most likely also have not heard about it. And it is a program, a free program as a part of Distrokid that searches playlists based on a keyword or based on a genre that you put in, and it searches the playlist, finds all these playlists, shows you how many subscribers and listeners they have on the playlist, and then finds you the contact information for the playlist. I love living in this age where some of the access to information is so incredible. There's also times, again, I kind of wish I was in the 1500s where things were a bit more simple. Yeah, maybe a lot harder, but a bit more simple. But hey, if we're living in this age, I want to utilize all the tools I have. But I can't even believe that this is not talked about more often or promoted, because this is such an interesting opportunity to get your music out there. Everybody wants to be on a playlist, more streams, more awareness for your music. So let me show you how it is, and then we'll also talk about like best practices, because I've been messing with this a bit. In fact, I've filmed this. This is my third time filming this video because I've had technical difficulties the other two times. That being said, I have some interesting insight because of that, because I've done it a couple times. So that being said, let's go right to the screen. You obviously start on your Distrokid main screen. You go to this little menu up here, and there's a whole bunch of things in here, which we're going to go through a bunch of different ones in different videos. Like we're going to talk about hyperfollow in a different video. There's just a lot of options in here. But the one we're talking about today is Get Heard Now, and called Playlister. Obviously, you can see that it's new. Maybe that's why it hasn't been talked about much. It says Ultimate next to it. I don't know if that means that it's based on your tier. I don't know if Ultimate is a tier within Distrokid of like the subscription you choose. But even that, the Ultimate tier is not none of the tiers are that expensive per year if you release music. It's an incredible deal. So you click the Playlister, and it takes you to this page, Playlister Magic by Distrokid. You type in a keyword or you type in a genre. And we're going to do singer-songwriter. Now, it takes a bit. No, this is actually very important to remember. Never pay to get on a playlist. You read this thing, they talk about it. Essentially, it's a scam, and they actually make you agree to the fact that you understand the risk, and you will not pay to get playlisted. Only ones that it's mutually beneficial collaboration, do not, pay. There's also, what's cool is there's all these FAQs over here. So check this out. Let's check it out. Let's hit search. I will not pay to get playlisted. Now, it takes about a minute to go through. And during that minute, I want to talk about best practices. I have sent out a lot of different DMs and cold calls throughout the years, actual phone calls. I've also sent out a lot of messages, thousands, whether it be getting people on my podcast, whether it be getting, trying to collaborate with people. So that being said, I've learned a lot. I've also received a lot of these kind of messages from growing my YouTube channel. And one thing that I've taken away from and learned is, for it to work, for it to go through, it has to be mutually beneficial collaboration. For example, some of these playlists have quite a bit of listeners on them. Why would they benefit just from some random stranger asking to be on their playlist? They really don't. Now, unless the benefit to them is the fact that they're getting fresh music, or maybe you can think of something that I'm not thinking of, but maybe it's a really great song, and that'll help. A great song will help them promote their playlist, right? All these different things. But make it mutually beneficial. That's for anything that you want to do with a collaboration. When you're reaching out to somebody mutually, or honestly, make it even more beneficial for the other person than it is for you. I've learned from my mistake, because most people, when I was starting with the messages, it didn't make any sense for these people to say yes to me. Because on the flip side, when I started growing my YouTube channel, people started reaching out. I'd be happy to help, but to some degree, it's wait, you're asking for me to do all this for you, and what do I get out of it? You're the one winning here, and it just costs me my time and sometimes even money, right? Why would I benefit from that, right? So that being said, think of, honestly, even use ChatGPT, right? Give all the information, write a mutually beneficial message out, and also catch their attention right off the bat, in the first line of the message. Hey, I've been following your playlist. I really like the music, blah, blah, blah. I was wondering if we could collaborate, something like that. Catch their attention. But here, one thing I want to show you is, this is kind of interesting. So I have the 3 tabs that I've of my last searches, and if you go through them, I typed in singer-songwriter every time, and every time it's giving me different results, which is actually pretty cool, because like you can do this a couple times and get different playlists. Now some are smaller, some have 195 subscribers, and some are much bigger. Some this one has 6,000. I've seen one with 25,000. You know, so look around and see which ones you think your song might fit. This one has 7,000. But what's crazy, you find one that you want to work with, you click it, and they have the contact information on it. Like this one literally has this dude's Instagram. So let's click it. Most beautiful songs in 2025. It's some random guy's Instagram. You could send them a message. You could send them a DM. It blows my mind that it has the contact information. Some of them have emails. Some of them have submit forms. Now, something to keep in mind is a larger playlist is going to be harder to get on. There's more people that probably want to be on that one. But why don't you consider the idea of starting small? You start with the 30 subscribers, the 300 subscribers, even maybe the 5,000, or as people start to listen, it snowballs your music. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You have now a bit more of a leg. Hey, my song's getting this many streams a month. I think it might be a good fit for your playlist. It's already proven that it's doing well, blah, blah, blah. You can get the bigger options on the playlist. It's just an option you can consider. So I don't know. I don't know why this is not being talked about or promoted. I don't know if they're just testing it out. They want it to be like, you know, a different test group, but this is an incredible option and opportunity for musicians. I'm definitely going to be testing it out. I highly recommend you test it out and test out a couple different formats of messaging. Like, how would people benefit from working with you? And why would it be mutually beneficial? And then work something out from there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you did. If you have not signed up for Distrokid, definitely consider signing up. There's a link down below. You can save some money on your first year subscription. You can release as much music as you want and save and keep 100% of the royalties, which is incredible. And it's unlimited releases. But there's so many other options in here. Like, this is just one of the many things that they offer. There's a whole slew of other things that are included with it. It's not just music distribution. But there's a link down below if you want to sign up for your first year. Regardless, check out this playlister. It's remarkable.